Emma, a single mother struggling to make ends meet, found herself in a challenging situation when her regular babysitter canceled at the last minute. Left with no alternative, she approached Sarah, a homeless woman who frequently sat outside the local cafe. Anxiously, Emma explained her predicament and asked if Sarah would be willing to watch her young daughter, Lily, for a few hours. To her astonishment, Sarah warmly smiled and agreed. Emma departed, hoping for the best, but also feeling uneasy. Upon returning home, Emma encountered something entirely unexpected. She couldn't fathom what had unfolded in her absence. What had Emma seen when she walked through the door, and why was her reaction so profound? Emma sighed as she looked at her phone. She was just about to leave for work when she saw that Lisa, her babysitter, had canceled their appointment last minute. What was she going to do now? She couldn't take her daughter to work with her. Emma decided to call her boss and explain the situation to him. She quickly called her boss, Mark, and explained what had happened. Unfortunately, he was very harsh. "I don't care what you do, just figure it out. I expect to see you here in 30 minutes. She was disappointed but not surprised. Still, she needed to come up with a plan. What was she going to do? She knew that all of her friends were at work right now too, so she couldn't ask them for help. She stared out of the window, trying to think of a plan when something caught her eye. Emma decided that even though the idea sounded completely crazy, she had no other choice. She walked outside and headed toward the local cafe right across from her flat. Through the window, Emma had seen a woman sitting on the pavement next to the cafe. She had spoken to her a few times before and knew that her name was Sarah and that she was homeless. Emma had given her some food and money a couple of times, and now she was walking directly toward her. Sarah looked up as Emma approached her, and she smiled. Emma greeted her and carefully explained the situation. She couldn't believe that she was actually going to ask her this question, but she took a deep breath and said, "Would you mind watching Lily for a few hours?" To her surprise, Sarah smiled warmly and nodded. She got up and followed Emma back to her front door. Lily didn't really react when she saw her mom entering their home with this strange woman. She had seen Sarah before, but Emma wasn't sure if she had recognized her. Emma quickly showed Sarah the basic things she might need while watching Lily, like the fridge, the oven, and the TV remote. Then she left in a hurry. She had the feeling that she could trust Sarah because every time they had spoken, she had been very polite and kind, but she still felt a bit uneasy about the whole thing. At work, Emma tried to focus on just doing her job, but she had a hard time doing so. Sarah returned to her desk, feeling even more stressed than before. What was going on? Why did nobody pick up the phone? Right then, Mark came to her and started complaining about something that wasn't even her responsibility. Emma looked at him, but she wasn't even listening. While he was talking, she suddenly stood up, packed her things, and stormed out of the office. She had had enough. Emma felt that her daughter's safety was more important than this job. Mark had taken advantage of her for far too long, and now it was time to make it stop. She quickly got in the car and drove home. She grabbed her phone and called the police. Luckily, someone answered her call pretty quickly. Emma explained the situation to the officer on the other side of the phone, hoping that he would be able to help her. But sadly, his reaction was something totally different, and Emma felt hopeless. The officer was not helpful at all. He just scoffed and told Emma that she shouldn't be surprised at what happened since she literally invited a homeless woman into her home. Emma tried to explain that she had no other choice, but the officer wouldn't hear it. The officer told her that she needed to wait 24 hours before she could report the child missing. Anyway, Emma angrily hung up the phone and decided that she was going to take matters into her own hands. If they would not help her, she would find Lily herself. She tried to calm herself down and come up with a plan. Yes, she was terrified that something bad might have happened to her daughter. Emma was going to check the cafe across from her window where she had often spotted Sarah before. She saw no signs of Sarah or Lily, but she went inside to ask the owner if he had seen them walk by that day. Sadly, he had not seen anything that could help her. She was a bit disappointed, but she was not going to give up just yet. She had only begun searching. The street she lived in was not busy at all, and surely people would have noticed if a homeless woman had been walking around with a girl. After a while, she had already asked some of the neighbors if they had seen Lily outside, but nobody had seen her. People told her that no, they had not seen her little girl, with a concerned look on their faces. Emma felt hopeless, and she was about to cry. How could she ever have been so stupid? She was going to knock on a few more doors, and then she would take a different approach. But luckily, one of the neighbors had some unexpected news for her. The woman looked at the picture of Lily that Emma showed her on the phone, and then she said something that shocked Emma. "Yes, I have seen that little girl," the woman told her, and Emma breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, someone who could help her. The woman had told Emma that she had seen Lily walking with another woman who perfectly matched Sarah's description. She had thought it was a weird match, such a sweet little girl and the older woman in dirty and ripped clothes. That was why she remembered them. Emma felt better knowing that Lily seemed happy, and she now knew where to search for her. The woman had said they had gone just around the corner from Emma's house, so Emma followed that path. While walking, she thought about the places Lily liked in that direction. She was willing to do anything to find her child. Emma was getting tired, but she only had a few more blocks to go. She was almost there. You see, Emma was on her way to the ice cream shop downtown. Lily loved going there, and sometimes the shop owner even gave her a free cookie. Emma hoped that this is where Lily and Sarah might be now. Emma could only wish for it. Minutes later, she finally arrived. The area in front of the shop was full of people, young and old, boys and girls, all enjoying their ice cream. Emma quickly looked at the crowd, but she still couldn't see Lily or Sarah. Then she headed inside. Emma knew that there was a kids' corner in the back of the ice cream salon, and it was Lily's favorite place to eat her ice cream. She quickly walked over to the corner, and when she got there, she saw something that made her eyes fill with tears. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. There was Lily. Finally, she was enjoying a bowl of ice cream, and Sarah sat right next to her. The woman was telling her a story, and Lily was laughing uncontrollably. When Sarah noticed Emma standing there and watching them, she warmly waved at her and called her over. Emma eagerly joined her daughter and Sarah, relieved to see that everything was going perfectly. Emma blushed and nodded in gratitude. Their interactions clearly indicated that they had formed a strong bond that day. From that point forward, Emma maintained regular contact with Sarah. She was immensely grateful for the way Sarah had watched over Lily, prompting her to reach out to local organizations. Emma shared Sarah's story and played a pivotal role in helping her rebuild her life. Before long, Sarah secured her own apartment and a new job. Sarah's support even encouraged Emma to confront her difficult boss, leading to a well-deserved promotion. As time passed, Emma and Sarah's friendship deepened, evolving into a lifelong connection. The challenging choice Emma had made that one day ultimately transformed her life for the better.